Long time no see. You probably haven't seen this face in a very long time. Okay, I'll cut to the chase. I fucking did it. I'll cut straight to the chase. I am 100% confident when I say I solved FNAF Help Wanted 2. And I can summarize it in one short statement. Here we go. In Help Wanted 2, we play as
Cassie,
who is trapped in the digital world. And not only is he trapped in the digital world, he is dead and trapped in the digital world. In this digital world, he has 3 goals. Technically, 2, as the game would put it. Try to find some form of escape, and to help the girl. The girl being a title of 2 people. His daughter, Cassie, and Vanessa. Obviously, that is a lot to take in, and you probably want to see the evidence. Most theory videos start with the evidence and then get to the ending. I'm starting off with the theory so that I can break it up into pieces and show you the evidence along the way, because I started off with the evidence and then got to the theory. But I think it's a lot easier and simpler to understand it this way. So, let's get into the details, shall we?
Part 1. Why are we here? Game basically shoves it in your face that you are playing a character who is here for assisting with some training. But you're not the one who's being trained. You're helping train others. It's very clear if you actually pay attention that who you're training is actually the robots, not future employees. But you're probably wondering yourself, why do they need to train the robots? Well, it's simple. AI needs a reference point, something that it can look back on as a reference, as if you've ever seen ChatGPT, you know it has to get its shit from somewhere. If you don't believe me, look at the opening of the game. Take it away, Daco.
The Fuzzball Orientation Program will begin shortly! Yes, I'm doing it!
On-the-job training position for
the
a future
projector
professional.
So yeah, this is
We would love
Pizza
to give you
Sim.
more details, but for legal reasons are unable to without a signed non-disclosure agreement. Fazbear Entertainment acknowledges that past work conditions have
Oh
not been
guys, I'm
ideal.
scared.
However, we can provide you with a 100% safety intention guarantee.
Got it, thank you!
To accept this position, press or say 1.
Or this very obvious clip later in the game.
Teach the new endo head to behave. Pair the correct behaviours on the card so it's matching. If you need a hint, press the hint button. Don't let the other endos disturb your lesson. If they get close, use the fast cam. So it's just a matching game. Oh,
To the playpen.
this looks amazing.
Here, young animatronic endoskeletons learn
So
how
we're in
to
the-
associate with guests.
We're in the endo warehouse.
Motivation
Hello.
shifts encourage our youth to one day develop a
That's a hint.
personality and become the next Freddy, Chica, or TBD Pizzaplex star.
Okay.
Think of the staff bot in front of you as a blank canvas.
Got it.
It is time for behavior training.
Okay.
Reveal the matching behavior cards to help them understand what is expected of them in normal, everyday human situations.
Okay.
Do not, under any circumstances, show them a mismatched pair.
I'll try.
Still don't believe me that this is literally the point of the game, and how this is definitely you training robots on how to do their jobs. Here's 2 more examples given straight from the game.
Everybody, look at them all cooking. This is
Welcome to your new career in
beautiful.
food service.
This is
It is a
act-
task so simple a human can do it. Pay attention. I am only going to say this once. Step 1. You will receive an order which tells you what food to prepare.
Okay.
Step 2. Make that food.
Okay.
Step 3. Place
Are
your
you
food on the
okay?
serving tray. Do not forget the sides and drinks.
I
Step
won't.
4. Ring the bell when the food is ready
Ring the
to
bell
be
when it's
delivered to
ready.
a hungry guest.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Receive a new order and the cycle repeats for the
Okay.
rest of your life, or until you get old and are replaced by someone younger. Get
Thank
the orders
you.
right or you will be severely reprimanded.
Okay, I'll get it
You have been
right.
adequately trained. Now prepare for the dinner rush.
Second example is a little bit less straightforward if you don't remember the fact that those blank endos are supposed to be able to do first aid for people who get hurt in the Pizzaplex.
Welcome to First
Oh!
Aid.
Hello.
This training session simulates actual emergency situations you will encounter on a day-to-day basis.
Oh
The
God.
state-of-the-art Fazbear First Aid Station comes equipped with the finest life-saving tools.
Yes.
Your goal is simple. Save the patient,
Give me
avoid
a remote.
lawsuits, and give the patient a candy. Fazbear
Okay.
Entertainment believes in the sink or swim training method. Medical attention begins in 3...
Obviously, it doesn't stay that way as you get further into the game, as the harder levels that you unlock after entering the staff-only room represent what the Pizzaplex is currently like in the current events of Security Breach, emphasizing that your character is becoming, well, actually that kind of leads into my next point about Mystic Hippo, so if you'll excuse me. Let me throw you some examples of this being the modern Pizzaplex being the reality that you walk into before I get into Mystic Hippo.
Oh god, there's the pretzels. Oh, look at all the
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's
cockroaches!
Fazbear Theater. The next show will begin in 5 minutes.
I've got this.
We are still open. Still open.
Still open.
Still open.
Still open? So now we're at the Pizzaplex when it's Security Breach. Or Ruin. Okay, I think she's okay. Good. Oh god! Yep, this is Ruin alright.
Right now!
I'll try. Oh god.
Like me!
I'll try.
Me! I look horrible!
Oh god, well these will look horrible too. Is that it?
Just give me that mask! Get
Did I
out!
do it?
The mask! The mask!
The math? Oh,
It's fine! Now leave me alone!
I did it guys, I did it, okay.
Think. Where could he be hiding?
Oh god.
You shouldn't be here. Please, just leave me alone.
Oh, I'm sorry, Moon.
Make traps, but then you need to go.
Okay, I need to...
Perfectly fine where I am. It's better this way.
Okay.
It's safer this way.
Oh my god. Please be right.
Put it on the fridge. Get out!
This is pretty rotten, guys. Hello! You're still alive! This is the first time we've seen you because you wasn't in Ruin! You look great! Hello! Hi! Oh my god. Yeah, you're still okay, don't worry! Let's do it! Here we go!
Part 2. Who exactly are we? Mystic Hippo is the second most important character in this game when it comes to helping solve the lore. And I say the second most because there are obviously some scenes in this game that help paint a lot of pictures, and Candy Cadet is probably the most important, as they straight up tell us a story that we're supposed to interpret to help understand a huge chunk, and ironically enough, they're a little bit more straightforward than Mrs. Hippo, but Mrs. Hippo's main purpose in the narrative is to allow us to understand our character's condition, and to basically be a marker of how much our character remembers who they are. Let me show you.
The crystals sense your lack of focus. The image I am receiving from you is clouded and fuzzy. Try again later. Your aura wishes to be read.
The only other character that really questions our main character of who they are and why they're here is, ironically enough, Moon. And I say ironically because he doesn't seem the type to be particularly helpful. He straight up asked us,
What makes you so special?
I beg you, remember this line. It will be important later. Back to my main point and the mysticisms that Mrs. Hippo gives us to hint at what's going on.
I am receiving a message from the crystals. My crystals have a message for you, but you are not ready.
Finally, we're going to begin to be given answers. But first, a little bit of more work to be done. And once that work is done, we are told the biggest and one of the most important lines in this entire game that will explain both of the endings.
You are ready. You must help. Why are you here? When are you?
Begins to explain why you're here. You're here to help, but she also points out the fact and basically demands the player's character to think of why they're here. How did they end up here? And how long have they been here? When was the last time they could remember where they were? How long have we been there? Big, important questions, and it only gets more important as time goes on, because she ends up saying,
It needs you. She needs you.
Okay, what is the it? Who is the she? Well, the it is probably the mimic, but I can't be certain. What I do know is that I know exactly who the she and her is. But first, we have to listen to a little story, a story told by our very candid friend. And then I will tell you who she and her is. Part 3. Who is the girl in the story?
Now let me tell you a story about a young woman who, when she was little, was led into a dark forest by a witch, and almost eaten. She had fallen for the friendly voice without discernment, and was led astray. She had escaped before being thrown into the oven, but would have a scar for the rest of her life. When she had grown, she sought revenge on the witch, and entered the forest again willingly, this time with the confidence of age and experience. She was greeted at the mouth of the forest by a young boy who offered to help guide her through the darkness. She welcomed the help and followed the young boy over the river, through the jagged trees, and toward a small house. Come, the boy said. Press here before killing the witch. The young woman was tired and would kill the witch in the morning. She followed the boy into the house. The oven door closed. The witch would finally have her meal.
At this point, you've probably noticed I put a weird pause in the middle of the story, and that is because the girl isn't one person. It's a title, in this case. A title for two characters that share similar characteristics and a somewhat similar fate. The her, aka the girl in the story, is two people. The first girl in the story is Vanessa. The witch in that scenario was Glitchtrap, whether that be Glitchtrap being a mimic or Glitchtrap being the actual, its own thing. You know what I mean? She was tricked, lured, and then escaped with scars. Although, this is where the bleeding of the stories start getting together, because the only person who stepped into an actual oven is the second girl, Cassie. In her time in the basement, she discovers basically the incinerators that Gregory used in his made-up story in the uncanon ending with the actual animation. Still, I don't like that choice where they made the actual animated ending the not canon one. That was just so confusing. Anyways, I can't take the credit for that realization. I actually got that realization from this video, although I do not agree with the conclusion they made in this video. Therefore, I'm not gonna put the clips of that in here. Plus, it's just stealing at that point. Anyways, continuing on, another confusing thing in understanding who the girl is in the story is that you actually help the girls in completely different order. So we're told about the first girl, Vanessa, in the beginning of the story, and then we're told about Cassie in the second story. But you get the endings where you help each of them in different order. You help Cassie first, and then you help Vanessa. Second half of part 1, why are we here? Why the purpose of us being here, aka helping the girls. Or girl. Ugh, my own point's so confusing, even I get confused. Five Nights at Freddy's timeline joke, insert, ha 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 ha. Ending number 1, aka helping the second girl, Cassie. After collecting the final effigy of the first 6 victims, you place it down and they disappear. This unlocks the memory of one character in your mind. The one and only Glitchtrap. You are then shown what happened to you. How you were attacked by staff bots. And this event, well, killed you. See, this is just a memory. After going through this memory, you then finally wake up. You activate a staff bot nearby, specifically the former Map bot, now Mask bot, and go to deliver a very special gift. A mask that gives you full access to the digital world, and you give it to Cassie. After doing this one favor, you unfortunately start to lose consciousness and find yourself slipping back into your digital prison. And once you do, you wake up back into the simulation. But that's not the only memory you have to collect to continue forward. Now you have to collect other memories. Now, I could tell you what the second ending means and dissect it carefully as a part of Why Are You Here, but I think it's more poignant to do it in my next section. So let us continue to the next part, shall we? Second half of part 2. Who are we? Back to Mystic Hippo. You're probably dying to know what I meant by 1.2. Okay.
Do you remember? What makes you so special?
Oh, do you be hearing it again, didn't I?
Use the key to confront the darkness. The key is familiar to you.
Ah, yes, the key. The key being the Phaz wrench. Wait a moment. What's one character we know for a fact is 100% familiar with a Phaz wrench? And let's get into the fact of how you get the Phaz wrench in the first place.
What are you looking at?
Noticeable and tie. I think that's it.
Yes! Ready for show.
Yay!
Always smile. Release the teeth at the tip of the tongue.
I think that's it. Yes, guys, well done. Well done. So I'm guessing the one nods Roxanne. Whoa! 2 prizes. The Phaz wrench! The Phaz wrench!
Unless Dako's playthrough is so evil and makes me look like a stupid idiot later when they find out that this isn't the case in other playthroughs, did you notice what just happened? You got the Phaz wrench after doing the makeup of Roxy, or at least the Roxy makeup game. Why would the Roxy makeup game unlock the Phaz wrench? Almost unlocking it like a memory. There's only one reason, and it's the same reason of why I said remember who we know for a fact used a Phaz wrench at some point. that we know of for an absolute fact.
The thing from the trailer, the taser thing.
A faz wrench.
A faz wrench.
It's just like my dad's.
Okay, so you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, sure, there might be a coincidence with Daco doing that in the playthrough or whatever, or maybe this is an actual feature of the game. But that doesn't necessarily prove it's Cassie's dad. It could just be another level 5 technician. Well, there's more evidence supporting that it's Cassie's dad, and here it is. Now, it's a lot more speculation than I would like, but that's why it's called a theory. Again, no, I can't say that for legal reasons. To get access to the second ending, you have to collect memories, which are these sad little rag dolls that look like mummified corpses with little FNAF character masks, kind of like how the ghosts are predicted in the minigames. And the first time you get one of these memories, you get the achievement, Remember Jeremy. Now, this makes sense. These cute little masks are meant to resemble the missing kids, and Jeremy was the Bonnie one, but wait a minute, we've heard the phrase Remember Jeremy before. It's the name of the beta tester who sliced his face off trying to resist Glitch Trap in the original FNAF AR game. Now, this could mean that it's saying, remember Jeremy, but there's supposed to be a comma, like, remember Jeremy, like, remember who you are, Jeremy. But, I don't like leaning into that theory, because didn't he die? I'm too lazy to check. But I want you to focus on who's the mask they're wearing in this. It's a Bonnie mask. And you know who else likes Bonnie? I'll get into it. We always assume that during Security Breach Ruin that all of the Bonnie-related memorabilia that talks about Bonnie is talking about Glamrock Bonnie. But I don't think that's the case anymore. You see, there's something interesting if you separate it based off of Glamrock Bonnie versus Vintage Bonnie. It tells two separate stories, and because FNAF loves parallels, I think this is intentional. All that is said about Glamrock Bonnie is that Cassie's dad didn't tell her why they replaced Bonnie. And the next two Bonnie-related things are the Bonnie mask, which is the vintage collection, which is What Happened to You, and the second one, which is Bonnie was my dad's favorite. Now, here's the thing. The What Happened to You seems like it would be talking about Glamrock Bonnie. But wait a minute, it doesn't. See, if classic Bonnie was Cassie's dad's favorite, and it says that he collects old vintage FNAF stuff, and if those masks are considered the same vintage ones from back in the 80s, then wouldn't it make more sense that when she looks at this mask, she doesn't think of Glamrock Bonnie, but she looks and thinks about her dad? What if this moment in Security Breach is meant to tell us that it's not just that Glamrock Bonnie is missing, it's Cassie's dad is missing, because he took this job to do some extra training stuff for the AI and ended up getting jumped by staff bots, because, let's be honest, you know who else has access to the security mask? Level 5 technicians, and we don't see any of them by the end of the game. It also seems like Vanny could have possibly just killed them, but again, speculation. Let's get back to what we know for certain, aka Mystic fucking Hippo. Anyways, back to the Mystic Hippo, because there are a few more lines to pay attention to.
You seek answers. Mystic Hippo is the answer. Do you ever look at your hands? I mean, really look at your hands.
Can't make it any more clearer that she is the major key to solving this puzzle, and she, once again, provokes that something is wrong. She tries to awaken the player character. Look at your hands. They're digital, they're strange, they're not human. Pointing out that it's not just an aesthetic choice. They look like this in the game universe too.
Do not be afeared. I can read your mind. Care for a demonstration?
In the end, she is not just a simple mystic. She genuinely was looking into our mind and hoping to unlock something. And by the end of the game, I'm pretty sure she does. This would be the part where I talk about the second ending and its meaning and how it further proves my point that our character is trapped in a digital world and is trying to get out. But I don't know if my program can handle this long of a video, and also that YouTube will let me upload this long of a video, so I'm gonna have to make this a part 2. Hope you guys forgive me, and before I go, I need to thank the people responsible for allowing me to make this theory. Thank you, my fellow YouTubers, for recording a lot of these clips, as I can't afford or play FNAF Security Breach or FNAF VR 2, so thank you for your clips. I use them with full respects because I desperately need them for my point. I want to show my evidence so that people can properly debate whether my theory is true or not, and most importantly, Five Nights at Freddy's belongs to Scott Coffin. All the characters and shit in this video technically belongs to him, and thank you for being so welcoming to people using your material and talking about your game. I've loved you for many years, and I'm glad that this is my first hardcore FNAF theory. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.